This is good. This is good. A couple months ago, Friday Afternoon Tea sent me over their pumpkin chai. It is way too good. You guys have to check it out. Hey you all, I'm Tamara Vanna and I'm here to give you all a Q&A. As some of you know, I'm in university. I'm actually in my senior year pursuing a bachelor's in marketing with an already completed minor in communications, 2 jobs, one as an office assistant and also another one as a social media assistant here at my university, and 5 whole courses. That's a lot on my plate. Quite a few of you have questions as to how I balance everything, why I transition into lifestyle content, and just other questions in general, so I'm going to answer them today. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button as it helps me tremendously on my YouTube journey, and it also helps you all receive better and more content. I also have an Instagram and a TikTok, so if you'd like to keep up with more short form content, feel free to check those out in the description. Over the past couple days on my other social media platforms like Twitter and even in my Discord, I posted a Google form where people could ask me questions, and in this video I would answer them. So number 1, what inspired you to get into lifestyle content creation instead of gaming? So for those of you who actually didn't know, I also did, well, and still do gaming content on the sides. Like, I'm a Twitch streamer, I play variety games, but I realized that in August when I got my second job, I was genuinely too busy to even play games in my regular time on my PC. So it just felt more of a hassle to sit in front of a camera, record content, scripted content, to then edit and upload on a social media platform that would take time out of my day, rather than lifestyle content where I could just wake up, document my day, document things I do within my day, and share it with you all. I was like getting out of my room, attending more events, which is something I didn't really do prior to this year, and I know, especially with me living on campus, you'd think I'd be doing that more, but I am a homebody, I'm an introvert. I like the comfort of my own space. Recently, I've been growing more confidence, I've been getting out of my shell, so lifestyle content helps me document my journey and my growth with you all, and especially for those who are dealing with the same things that I am. I feel like especially when it also comes to university, making friends isn't really my strong suit, but I'm trying to change that this year, and I just want to bring you all for the ride. And also, this is something I've been wanting to do back in high school, but back then I literally went from school to 7 to 3, work from 4 to 9, and then after that I did homework, and it was like that for a good, literally since the summer of 9th grade, and I truly didn't think that was interesting to people. So question 2, how has lifestyle changed since starting out your lifestyle content? This also ties into question 1. I've been feeling more confident in myself when pursuing lifestyle content, because I feel like with lifestyle content, yes, you can document videos in your room. Like, for example, I've recorded videos in my car, videos in my room. I went back home to Detroit for the holidays, and I truly didn't think that I would have had the confidence to record outside of even my own car. But the fact that, you know, I went to the aquarium, I went to the conservatory, I tried out new places, even got this sweater from a place that I tried out new from Flo's Boutique. Doing those things has helped me grow so much as a person, because back like a few years ago, I was even afraid to go to like the grocery store by myself. I was afraid to do certain tasks by myself. I felt like I needed to have someone there with me in order to do simple tasks, which now that I look back at it, I'm just like, wow, that was not the person that I wanted to be at all. So just feeling and seeing myself grow as time goes on is the reason why I started this in the first place. I feel like if I failed at something, it would make me feel like that was just a waste of time rather than me learning. That's why I quote unquote failed at something and then just fixed it up to do it the right way the next time. But it kind of clicked to me ever since I turned 21 that it's like, I have free will now. I have free will. I have a car, I have my own spot, I have my own dorm. I could really go out and do whatever I want to without feeling the restriction of someone or something else. These types of things has changed me from having like an oh woe is me mindset to a I have to be the one to drive the car mindset, meaning that nothing will move forward and be put into action unless you're the one to start it. Number 3, what is your favorite part of creating lifestyle content? I feel like my favorite part is definitely exploring new places. I'm definitely more of a homebody, or I definitely was more of a homebody just because I didn't really have anyone to travel to places with. I more so traveled alone or with a person, but I guess it didn't really feel like thrilling. Once I realized like there's more to just my campus. There's more to just my city. Being able to travel, explore new places, try out new things has also made me a lot more mentally thriving. I feel like my favorite part about lifestyle content is that you're never gonna have the same day twice. You could visit a place an hour away from you. You could make content in the park behind your house. One thing about lifestyle content is it's also kind of like a capsule. You can view it as, I started my TikTok, for example, back in November, early December, and it's so weird going back to those videos and being like, I would have never thought that I would perceive lifestyle content the way I do now back then. Because back then I was literally like, let me try it out for a couple weeks. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I'll just go back to gaming or try something new. And I'm having so much fun on lifestyle content that I would definitely be continuing. Number 4, how do you stay motivated during challenging times? I stay motivated by imagining myself when everything is finally going right. Knowing that the work I'm putting in right now is going to pay off in the end. One thing that my mom has always told me, she actually just started telling me this when I initially moved into university. So it was during a hard time. I truly didn't really want to go to a 4-year institution. In fact, I wanted to just go to a radiation therapy program at a community college, and I'm actually really glad I didn't. But one thing she told me was that everything's going to work out in the end. And the one thing that I truly love about that quote is that it understands that you're going to have hard times. It's going to understand that not everything's on an upslope. There are going to be times where you're going to be on a downslope. There are going to be days where you really, it's just so amazing, it can't be reciprocated. And then there are also going to be days that are just going to test your mental like no other. But knowing that everything's going to work out in the end, you just really have to keep pushing. So definitely thinking of that quote has helped me through hard times, because I also know that I'm not alone on this journey. There are so many other people who are sitting here making lifestyle content probably at the exact same time I'm making this video, and just knowing that we're all on this journey together. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Number 5, what are some small habits you recommend for a more productive day? So I actually have a small notebook that my sister gifted me for the holidays. I work better when I write something down. I don't know why the form of writing something down helps me remember more than just putting it into a text. And then also making sure I plan out my content accordingly. I try not to give myself too hard of a time, because I understand that, as I'm balancing so much on my plate, I can't exert too much. I can't push myself too much, or else I'm just going to feel completely burnt out and then just not make any content at all. Along with that helps me is having weekly treats. Now, what I mean by this is I'm a huge fan of treating yourself. I'm not a fan of, only treating myself when I hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. No, I'm a fan of, if I'm trying to post 4 videos a month, I posted all 4 videos a month. Let's treat myself, because with the video, you have to probably make the script if you're one to forget what you need to say. You need to film, you need to edit, you need to revise, and just having to do all of that on a consecutive basis, you need to make sure that you're congratulating and treating yourself for the stepping stones up to that big part, rather than just the end goal itself. You don't treat yourself just for graduating. You probably treat yourself for completing a final, getting an A in a class. You know what I'm saying? So keeping that type of loop, keeping that type of consistency can really help your motivation for the end game. Number 6, do you have any book, podcast, or product recommendations that have impacted your life? Emma Chamberlain's Anything Goes podcast actually just got recently introduced to. People post little snippets of it on TikTok, and it really caught my eye. Because I looked up to Emma Chamberlain back when I was in, I think, 10th grade. I remember, because she always got that Phil's coffee, and I was so jealous. I was like, that coffee looks so good. I want that coffee. But I'm stuck here in Michigan. Michigan has really good coffee, but back then I obviously didn't have a car, so I didn't really know good coffee spots. But anyway, it was very refreshing to see that someone who I looked up to for such a long time, from the moment, remember when she had that long blonde hair, to now, how she has gone through experiences that many other teenagers and young adults do, and the fact that she expressed how it was a hard time, but also how she grew from it, and just other stories about herself really make me feel not alone. Last and obviously not least, if you could talk to the version of yourself after you just graduated high school, what advice would you give and what encouragement would you give? Do not feel dependent on other people. Please, 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 especially if you're a young woman like I am, please don't feel dependent on other people, especially when it comes to partners. I noticed that, especially when I got into like my first serious relationship, all of like my self goals went thrown out the window, and it's like I only wanted to better myself for the betterment of my partner rather than the betterment of myself, and that just really skewed my perception of life in a way. But now that I realize that I have my own goals, I can't sit here, depend on anybody else, because what if something happens? What if I now have to depend on myself now? The amount of self-growth that comes when you realize what you need to do to make yourself a better person is absolutely insane. And lastly, to not hold myself back when there's something that I want to pursue. Like, for example, with lifestyle content, I didn't have anybody in my ear telling me, no, don't do this. I didn't have anybody in my ear saying, well, you're already doing this one type of content. Why don't you just stick with, no. As if I want to do something, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And that is something that I need you all to understand too. Don't let someone deter you from something you want to accomplish, from something you want to pursue in. Because at the end of the day, it's your life and not theirs. That's enough of this video, because that was 7 whole questions we just went into. I definitely would love to do this type of video again. So if you have questions for me, feel free to leave them down in the comments. And again, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe, as it would help me tremendously through my YouTube journey. I make short form content on Instagram and TikTok. So if you would like to keep up with those, make sure to stick around and feel free to follow. Bye, you all.